Hello to all of my lucky friends who are present for our reading time today. So today we will be reading a book called Rotten Ralph. This book was written by Jack Gantos in 1976, and this is an excellent piece of literature that unfortunately I will not be able to bring to my own classroom. Oh, we have our very own Rotten Ralph in the room with us today. Fantastic. So here's a picture of Rotten Ralph. As you can see, he's not making very good choices. So let's see what Rotten Ralph does. Hold on, I'm going to just scoot it over a little bit. Okay. Ralph is Sarah's rotten cat, but Sarah loves him anyway. Ralph is Sarah's rotten cat, but Sarah loves him anyway. When Sarah practices ballet, Ralph makes fun of her. I love that Ralph is the size of a man. One afternoon, when Sarah was swinging, Rotten Ralph sawed off the branch. Would you do something like that, Smudge? No. Maybe. You might. The very next day, Ralph ruined Sarah's party. He had taken a bite out of every one of her cookies. Sometimes you are very hard to love, Ralph, Sarah said. Look at him. Getting his fill. That's you, Smudge. Yeah. One day, Sarah's father came home early from work. He caught Ralph sitting in his favorite chair. Ralph was wearing father's slippers and blowing soap bubbles through his best pipe. You are worse than rotten, Ralph, said father. I wish you wouldn't upset father, Sarah said. And there's Ralph living the high life, making father mad. Slippers on, smoking his pipe. The next evening, Ralph smashed his bicycle into the dining room table. Father became very angry. You better straighten up, Ralph, he said. You are a very difficult cat, Ralph, Sarah said. And he crashed his bike into the table, and his whole head went right into that cake. Oh, Ralph, what are we going to do with you? After dinner, Ralph was still hungry. He chased Mother's favorite birds. She was very unhappy with Ralph's behavior. Not good choices, Ralph. That's red choices. One evening, the whole family went to the circus. Everyone was having a great time but Ralph. The dog was barking in his ear. Be quiet, said Ralph. But the dog didn't stop. He kept barking and stomping his paws on the seat. The dog was probably the dog. Picture of the dog. So Rotten Ralph tied some balloons to the dog's collar. The dog floated up over the lion's cage. My dog, shouted the owner. But not even the man on the stilts could reach him. Not even the man on the stilts. Then Ralph saw the trapeze. He swung and knocked over the tightrope walkers. Oh my goodness, Ralph. Next, he jumped on a show horse. He pushed the rider off and frightened the elephants. Look at him. Here comes the cavalry. There he goes. Rotten Ralph has gone too far this time, bellowed father. We are leaving him here. A circus is just where he belongs. And they left him behind. And there they go leaving. And Sarah's so sad. Because she loves Ralph. She thinks she can fix him. When the circus closed that night, the manager made Ralph sweep up all the popcorn. It's a hard day's labor for Ralph. Then he had to water the camels. And look, the man on the camel's laughing at him, I think. And then what happened, Ralph? Then he had to carry the barbells for the strong man. This is one of my favorite pictures in the whole book. Because why? He's drinking lemonade. Okay. The next day, Rotten Ralph did not want to work. He refused to be the target for the knife thrower. So the circus tough men threw him in a cage. Everybody has to work around here, Buster, the tough guys said. And they locked the door. Oh, pictures. Poor Ralph. He's so sad. Look at that monkey. What in the hell? Everybody has to work around here, Buster. Oh, sorry. Okay. The monkeys laughed and threw banana peels at Ralph. The elephants shot peanut shells at him, and they squirted water at him. Oh no, poor Ralph. Oh no, he was getting so beat up and abused and bruised and misused. A week later, Ralph had grown very thin. He had only been fed stale popcorn and rotten candied apples. That night, he decided to escape. Nobody heard him as he slipped between the bars. This book is actually so dark. Poor Ralph, he had to escape. Ralph ran from the circus and found a place to sleep in an alley. During the night, he was awakened by gangs of mean and noisy cats. The rest of the night, he hid in a trash heap. He didn't dare make a sound, even though mice were nibbling on his toes. Look at them mean street cats. So mean and nasty. In the morning, he was cold and sick. He had caught an alley fever from sleeping in the trash heap. I'm lonely, he thought, and he began to cry. Oh, sad Ralph. Sad Ralph living in the trash can. He was sitting on a trash can when Sarah found him. Oh, Ralph, I do still love you, she said, and she was so happy she hugged him and gave him a kiss on his cold nose. Reunited, and it feels so good. On the way home, she told him she had been looking for him everywhere. She asked him where he had been and what he had been doing. Wow, so happy. Even Sarah's mother and father were happy to see Ralph again. We have missed you, Ralph, they said. Ralph kept thinking about his soft bed and warm milk. He also thought about how nice it was to have a good friend like Sarah. Ralph decided never to be rotten again. And look at him, happy, finally home again. He decided never to be rotten again, except for sometimes when Mother cooked a lobster for dinner. The end. Thank you. That was Rotten Ralph. This is probably my new favorite children's book. Thank you for your time.